Welcome to this episode of the Faster Than Lightspeed podcast. I'm your Captain Kenny of this wonderful ship called the Faster Than Lightspeed podcast. And this is my executive officer.
Drums are the best part of the band. We're not moving past this.
Who he gets command
our
of, like,
drums,
the dinghy on this ship called the
Are
Faster
drums
Than Lightspeed.
the best part of a band?
That's not the point that I'm making.
Can drums
though.
go by themselves in a drum solo?
So Joey over here takes drum lessons.
Yes.
But he has no intentions of joining any bands. And my point is that I don't know why he's taking drum lessons if he's not going to join a band. And his counter argument is that he thinks drums are the best part of the band. But that negates the point. You still need to be a part of a band to be the best part of the band.
My argument, okay, is that the drums
can
be totally fine.
Hot.
Can totally be played fine by themselves.
So today we're kind of pre-recording. Not really pre-recording. We're recording a little earlier in the week, so that's why. So this is not our Bad Batch episode. This is our What If episode. We're also going to dive into multiverses and science fiction and other media. So that'll be fun. So today, Joey and I, we both watched the first episode, What If.
Not together, like we usually do.
Well, whatever. So yeah, and we'll talk about our Bad Batch episode later in the episode. How about? Do you have news today, Joey? Are we going to do news?
Oh, yeah.
You said you had... Oh, I had so much news.
I do have a lot of news.
And then you start screaming how drums are the best part of the band, but you're not intending to join bands.
They weren't here for that
so
part.
So what's the point?
So it's kind of hard. We have to... They only know what was here.
Who's they? You mean the one person?
They? What do you mean? When our podcast becomes like the number one on the charts, people are going to come back and watch this stuff.
Oh, we'll see. We might become top because we start some other podcast that's just better than this one.
Okay. So job listings at Bethesda and Xbox are hiring a lot more people, as if they're going to make another.
Like programmers? Or are they going to hire more than 6 voice actors for Elder Scrolls?
Oh, let me hold Let me...
It's funny because there's only a handful of voice actors for most NPCs in Skyrim. I just bought Skyrim on PC through Steam. There was a sale.
Fallout.
I'm having fun with Skyrim.
Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4 are the only 2 Bethesda games that have more than like the same 5 voice actors.
I mean, yeah, there are other voice actors. They just it's for all the background NPCs they only use like a few, right?
Yes.
Because I mean, they'll have their. I found out. I don't know. I forget his name every time, but he's an actor in like everything that you watch.
Nolan North?
No, he's a Ty in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He was Deathstroke in Smallville.
Bad Battlestar Galactica, you mean?
And he's in like a ton of stuff, but I'm pretty sure he's General Tullius in Skyrim.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
When I was playing it, I'm like, I think that's Saltai.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But the job listings.
I thought Adam Baldwin was like some random Stormcloak guy or something, but no, I wasn't.
He's too busy being an ODST.
That's true. We found out again the Halo ODST is a Firefly reunion.
Yeah,
it's got Nathan Fillion, Adam Baldwin, and Alan Tudyk. You said?
Yes.
Are you sure about that one?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's 3 stinking. That's 3 Firefly alumni right there.
Yes.
Firefly's really good. We'll have to retro review that at some point.
Very, very good.
I'm not sure if I've finished it. I always leave off like 2 or 3 episodes.
All right, but the job listings make it seem like they're talking about that they're about to open a new Bethesda Game Studios part. So,
okay,
which I think is quite interesting, and this is more speculation and more rumors from inside sources that we do not know. So take it with a grain of salt. But they're talking about making it a remaster studio.
Oh, okay.
So maybe they'll remaster Oblivion and make it good.
Okay. I remember trying to play Oblivion.
You got farther than I did. And I liked Oblivion when I played it.
I don't know how far I got. I think I got up to where you might meet Sean Bean.
I got to where you could go to the Cloud District. So I could say I've been there.
Okay.
That's all I did. Suicide Squad. Not doing very well.
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad is not doing very well.
You didn't want to review that.
No, maybe we're the reason why it bombed. Because we didn't get a review. People have been anxiously waiting for our review.
I might watch that next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other news. Go ahead. Because I don't have any news.
Lucasfilm is trying to figure out somebody to go cast as Sabine. Sabine Wren.
Okay. I heard they did cast a couple people that they cast Aladdin as Ezra.
That's more rumors, but I'll say believe it.
And Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn. Do you know who Lars Mikkelsen is? He's just the voice actor for Thrawn.
Totally acceptable. I say they could just do the voice.
He's also Mads Mikkelsen's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I say they could just do the voice actress of Sabine. Do you know what she looks like?
Isn't Sabine more Asian though? That's
No.
what I thought.
No, they can totally get that voice actress back. She might be a little bit young.
If they want to, of course they could. If they wanted to. Are they though? I don't know.
No.
I don't think they look quite alike.
I see I mean a lot on this podcast. I was listening back to our Jungle Cruise episode.
Why would you listen to Jungle Cruise episode? You saw Jungle Cruise again.
Yes, and I will tell
for some reason.
And
that's annoying.
And I want to go back.
No, we can't. No, we're not.
No.
I'm cutting this out. If you're talking about Jungle Cruise, if you talk about Jungle Cruise or mention anything in addition to your review, I'm cutting it out.
I'm not adding back to the review.
No, if you're adding something to the review, I'm gonna write down the time code. I'm gonna cut it out. Make sure to cut it out. So don't say anything, and we'll just get into the topic.
Taika Waititi has fully written his Star Wars series of films.
Series of films?
Well, his movie. I'm guessing it's going to be a series of films.
Okay.
Which I think is quite interesting. And he said that's very much like him.
Okay. I'm not sure what that means.
No idea. It's going to be like...
Just droids throwing rocks at each other. I don't know.
I don't know.
What am I saying?
I don't know.
He could do a good droid. I could see him. Because he voiced, I'm forgetting his name now.
IG-11?
No. I guess he did do IG-11.
Korg?
Yeah, Korg. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And Hitler.
I was about to say, oh yeah, he could voice a droid, and now you just revealed that, yeah, he totally did already. He already voiced the droid.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
And then my last one is Halo Infinite got rated, I think, in Australia?
I heard something about it got rated, yeah.
Basically, making it solid that it's coming out.
T for teen?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, really? Trying to get that young audience.
I think it's T for teen.
They don't want to drive away the parents are like, oh, this is rated M. He's going to keep playing Fortnite.
Yes.
Like,
you can play Master Chief on Fortnite. Why do you need to get this? But that basically makes it seem like it's absolutely coming out this year.
Okay.
Which I think is very good news. But can I just say one thing? One thing?
Mm-hmm.
In our Jungle Cruise episode,
yeah,
I said this one.
No.
No. This is really good because this is a follow up to the podcast where I said if you go with one of your friends, you can go say, hey, and that's why they call him Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And then you said it would be better if you just say,
I'm cutting.
That's why they call him The Rock. And I fixed my joke for this time around. Don't cut it out.
No, I'm cutting it out. I wrote down the time code. I'm just cutting out.
I'm going to put this somewhere else in the podcast. You're going to write down a lot of time codes, and I'm not going to let you.
All right, any other news?
No, that's it.
All right,
that's why they call him The Rock.
And we're back. So, what if we both watched the episode?
Please don't cut out my bit. Please.
We both watched. We watched the first episode is... what's the title? Do you know the title of the first episode?
Captain Carter.
My phone buzzed in case the mic picked that up and people are looking at their phones to see if they got a notification.
Captain Carter.
That's not what it's called. Do you want me to read out the whole title for the episode?
Yes. Is it a long one?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I guess you can put this in the news, but apparently Marvel has announced that they're working on multiple unannounced animated shows.
It's what if ... Captain Carter were the first Avenger? Question mark.
Mm.
I don't know why it's a were. Captain Carter were. Shouldn't it be was the first Avenger? Is that not grammatically correct?
Kevin Feige, I want to request that you come on this podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Kevin Feige, he's part of the audience.
So
can we start a hashtag?
So how do you like Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher? Do you know who voices the Watcher?
Yes, Jeffrey Wright, yeah.
Who is... What's he also in?
He's gonna be playing Jim Gordon.
That's true. I didn't know you would know that one. But he's Felix Leiter in the newer James Bond movies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Is he gonna be in not Spectre, in It's Gonna Take a Long Time for Me to Die?
There's simply not enough time in the daylight to go.
I've been shot and I'm dead. Oh. Is he going to be in that one? You didn't answer my question. Do you know?
Yeah, he'll probably be.
Okay, whatever. That's not what the answer I was wanting.
It's a very linear story.
So the Watcher is like, at this moment where she decides not to go up in the observation chamber is when this multiverse split. And that's when she would be arrested for being a variant, I guess. You decide not to go up into the room, basically.
Yes.
But, I mean, the real thing. And for some reason, then Thorin Oakenshield then somehow he blows up then the entire laboratory. Thorin Oakenshield.
Why are you saying Thorin Oakenshield?
Because it's Richard Armitage.
Is it?
Who's Thorin Oakenshield in the Hobbit movies.
Dude, I love...
Did you not know that?
I
want him to be Wolverine. But yeah, he blows up just the entire laboratory because I guess they don't let anybody go up into the room because she decided not to go up in the room. There's like, everybody else hanging out down here too. And then he blows it up. They don't even show, Dr. What's his name?
Yeah, die.
Yeah, they don't even show him die. There's just an explosion and nobody sees him again.
I agree.
And then it's like there's this new military guy because they couldn't get... I'm forgetting his name. What's his name?
I know who you're talking
Something
about.
Something Jones. Men in Black.
Dr. Jones.
No, that's dumb. That's a dumb joke.
I like the joke. We could go back and do a retro review of Indiana Jones.
And you see, and they use the same voice actor from Tommy Lee Jones. They couldn't get him back, so did they kill his character in the explosion
and kept
too?
the doctor alive?
The doctor didn't survive. No.
How did the doctor die in
there's an explosion and you don't even see him die.
I think
because he says like one sentence before the procedure, and then there's the explosion, and you don't see him again.
I'm taking off my headset.
And they say that he died.
Yeah. I don't know.
You sure you didn't just put it on backwards?
I'm not messing with it. It was very uncomfortable. Okay.
So, because, yeah, they don't show him die. And I'm guessing... So, yeah, that was confusing to me. And they got... Because in Infinity War, we both know that it was not Hugo Weaving that reprised Red Skull. It was somebody else, and that's who voiced Red Skull in here, too.
Mm-hmm. I assumed.
I thought it was interesting. So, in the explosion, also, the Hydra guy shoots Steve Rogers a couple times in the stomach, and somehow he does not die. Somehow.
I thought of that.
And then, I don't know how. And then she's like, yeah, it was kind of weird because Howard makes an emergency, like, we have to inject somebody with this serum now.
I don't know why.
We have any other chance to rebuild this place.
The serum is right there.
We have to use up all the serum right now so we can't reproduce anymore.
The serum's right there. Does it matter?
Right. I didn't understand why they made that an emergency.
Get a fire extinguisher. It's going to be all right, guys.
Well, I mean, they could have just grabbed the serum also. and left. And then it's like, okay, we build this again some other time. Because at that point, they also make it a sense where it's not as urgent because Hydra's not a threat yet, which I thought they were by this point in the original movie. But they make it seem like, okay,
I was never under that
there
impression.
there weren't any Tesseract weapons yet, so there's not even as much emergency.
Well, you have to keep in mind this. This is something I remembered, which is remembered from like an hour ago when I watched it, was that, you know, Steve Rogers, he had all that time of going on tours and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And she, obviously, we don't take women seriously. Mm-hmm. But how long does that last? Maybe a day?
I mean, this is all sped up for 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So they couldn't take they had to speed it up, yeah. And they catch Arnim Zola real fast. Yeah, there's a bit of that, women don't fight in the military right now. Because it's the 1940s, you know.
Fine. It's fine. Was it needed? Maybe.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
For the time. And then she's like, oh, I'll capture Arnim Zola real fast. And they capture Arnim Zola. And then Howard Stark uses the Tesseract to build the suit. Didn't think that... that made some sense, right?
They had to add in the stupid lines about the dance, though.
There was so many talks about dancing.
I was ready.
Got a little old.
I was ready to go here. Captain Karasek can do this all day. I'm like,
just give her his line.
Yeah,
he still said that.
What's up
in the alley by that time, right?
Yeah,
because he would have already been beat up in the alley.
Yeah, it's like we have to give this some. Like, we can't just copy and paste. Think of new things.
I mean, but that's the whole point of this, isn't it? Is just rehashing other things most of the time.
But they made it worse because it's so familiar at this point.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that was one point of this where, in terms of my review, where I guess spoilers for this whole thing.
Oh yeah, we're going to spoilers. Guess what? I'm gonna say this is even because, yeah, who cares? Spoil baby because it's 30 minutes and nothing really happens.
Don't scream. Stop
nothing really happens.
So yeah, I mean, the whole story, yeah, instead of Tesseract weapons, they're just using normal German, like, Tiger tanks and stuff, which was a little interesting. I enjoyed the action animations and stuff were kind of interesting. But there was a bit too much action. I would have preferred more of a story. It's like how different this has been making the war and such. But really, how different was it? I thought Steve was going to end up being a Winter Soldier. When there was the trap, I'm like, oh, they'll make him a Winter Soldier.
Like, this is going to be so cool.
I thought that could have been really cool if they jacked him up. They put him, they give him a red soldier serum or something. They would get rid of his arm and give him a metal arm. Winter Soldier him up somehow, yeah. But nah.
And then Bucky would be the ones that kind of help create the Avengers.
Yeah, I don't know. Or you mean S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. That would have been
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
They didn't jump for it, though.
No, they were like, we still need the romance, the goodbye romance thing, whatever. Which is, all right, whatever.
What do you mean by romance?
Well, I mean the lines where they talk about the dance.
Yeah, they need to talk about the dance.
Before she has to disappear, like Rogers did.
I'll be there this Saturday for the dance.
So in this case, was it Red Skull? Red Skull was a bit of a disappointment. I thought he was going to do something cool, and then he gets squished by a tentacle monster.
Yeah.
They really didn't do much of them. I'm like, we can get more cool Red Skull stuff. Not really, though.
They're like, yes. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like a Hydra. I'm like, wait, Hydras don't have tentacles.
No, but the symbol is more of an octopus. And that's how, because in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I thought it could have been, like, last second I was thinking, like, oh, this could be the stinking Hydra cult stuff from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where they worship an Inhuman that's locked on another world or planet or something that is, I think his name is Hive, and he's like a tentacle-looking monster. Almost looks like Kit Fisto. I always think of him. But he's like super powerful. And that would have made probably more sense if they brought in Hive, but I don't know if Agents is canon at all. So I guess that would make sense why they wouldn't bring them in. But I think it would have been cool if they brought in some other version of Hive, because that was like some of the best TV CGI as well in that show. Him and Sting and Ghost Rider were really good in that show. That would have been cool. But
I think for our fan favorite segment of the podcast, is there an echo in here?
Oh my gosh!
I think that the squid
Hydra
thing,
Stomper. Oh.
the squid thing was very unnecessary. Do you disagree? The whole tentacle monster.
They needed some other threat. I was hoping it was going to be like frost giants or just straight up Loki or something. Or Dormammu.
Oh my god.
Imagine if Dormammu came through the steam portal.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cooler, not just a tentacle monster.
Yes.
And like some creature or being that we know is like an existential threat. Like, we can't fight these guys in World War II, and not just a tentacle monster.
Yeah. Red Skull was nerfed.
Well, yeah, because he got crushed in 2 seconds, and Captain Carter isn't somehow.
Yes. You would think,
even though they're like similar power, they're supposed to be similar power levels.
Yes.
Him and Captain Carter.
Like,
except she got a sword, I guess, or something.
Which was.
I thought she was gonna start cutting tentacles, and then 2 more tentacles would take its place.
So that would be cool and have to go with the name's Hydra, but it
That
wasn't.
made a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the climax to me was
Bucky though. Where it was like, we're here for Bucky Barnes. I'm like, he's not gonna be there, and then he just comes out from in here of the cage.
Well, Artem Zola wasn't there to experiment on him.
I guess
That's a part of the what.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that's why. That's exactly why.
Dumb.
So
I was like, and he's not gonna be. Oh, he's right there.
he's right there. Hey, what's up?
He's right there. What you guys doing?
What's up, man? Yeah, what's up?
You thought the Hydra Stomper was gonna be unnecessary though.
Huh? Unnecessary? I don't know about. I didn't care for the name Hydra Stomper for the giant
Oh,
suit.
that's weird. But I think that's something in the comics though.
Is it? I have no clue.
I think it is. But something I will say about it though is that suit made out of vibranium?
No, there's no way.
I think it's a vibranium suit.
No, I imagine it's just like the cross between the. Was it? What do they call him? Mark 1 suit and the iron. It also reminded me of the Ironmonger suit.
They say that the suit is indestructible, which maybe it's pure vibranium.
No.
Then again, in the first Avenger, they do say that's all the vibranium that the
exactly.
But they did say it was indestructible, and because
I think that's just Stark being Stark, and it was like, I made something super cool.
that would be our first vibranium Iron Man suit, though, right? Because I don't think the Infinity War Endgame one was ever vibranium.
No.
Yeah. Well, when we have Kevin Feige on the podcast, he can answer it for us.
Oh,
but go on.
I mean, I don't have really much else. And then she goes through the portal with the tentacles, and that's how she ends up in the future.
Clever. I like that.
She more or less time travels. I thought she just wasn't going to come back. And then that's the rumors with her and Doctor Strange and stuff. Maybe she does go through and she ends up in Doctor Strange, and then she comes back through, but she comes out with tentacle fragments.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Very interesting.
That's a part of my theory.
Is like the next episode just going to be about like, all right, and we remade Winter Soldier.
No, the next so this is a question. So does the Watcher imply that all these what ifs are in this universe or in the same universe? I don't think so.
No, I think they're all different.
I thought it felt implied. Maybe the next episode is as well. But the next episode, I believe, is T'Challa is Star-Lord.
Which is the one I'm looking for the most.
It could be interesting if it's different. If it's more different than the original story than like this one is.
This one was kind of a drag.
It was, yeah.
It was too similar.
Just the overall, like, I don't know. It didn't change the story in a way that could have been more interesting or is enough of a twist, yeah, like you're saying, where there's a change on the world for the worse.
Yeah,
For the worst, you know.
I would.
Which is kind of what I want most of these to be. It's like, this is a change for the worst. Like, you don't want this change. He Who Remains made maybe a good choice in terms of how he made his timeline.
I agree.
But I'm not sure if we'll get all that.
That's probably my biggest complaint about
That's
this
kind of
whole
what
thing.
I wanted. Like, okay, he summons the stinking frost giants.
Yeah.
And the stinking entire world gets frozen over, and Captain Carter couldn't do much about that.
That would have been so cool.
Something like that, right?
Hopefully, the ones going forward, because obviously, I think we're gonna see Captain Carter back again.
It's possible, yeah.
So maybe the rest would be like,
Should we go over what the episodes that we know of are right now?
yeah,
So next one is T'Challa instead of Peter Quill, which I'm not sure how that works, because Yondu was sent specifically to grab Ego's kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested in seeing how that's.
Yeah, it's like, you got the wrong kid. It's like, why do you know that? It's
I
like,
feel like Ego would have just killed T'Challa or no, because yeah, it's gonna be a question. Because the whole point of that, right, is Yondu was sent by Ego to pick up his son, and then Yondu partway back was like, "Oh, I'm not doing that anymore."
yeah, like he's done it before.
I wonder if this will be like, I'll pick up some random kid out in Africa, and then halfway back he's like, "Oh, this Ego's gonna kill this kid," and then that's when he has the change of heart.
But he's not just gonna pick some
But it seems
random
like the same
kid and
thing.
you.
Why not? What do you mean?
I hope they explain.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to explain. And then the third episode is, what if Loki presented him to the Earth governments as King of Asgard using all his diplomacy?
What? Loki, King of Asgard?
So if Loki presented himself to Earth, so I'm imagining like Stargate style. You have like the council of like governments, and Loki's like, "Hey, I'm Loki. I'm the King of Asgard. Let's work together, and I'm gonna boost you guys up and become king," basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm imagining. Which, that one sounds like it has potential to be something really different.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, those are the only ones that I think we have. Or no, we have Marvel Zombies comes
Spider-Man.
to life, which
Spider-Man with a magical cloak, something.
I'm just looking at IMDb what
That's-
the synopses are.
Either that one or the T'Challa one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the episodes that we know that we have any sort of synopsis on. But this is all in terms of multiverses, right? So what is a multiverse, Joey?
So you're just gonna make fun of my explanation.
Just try.
Multiverse is when different timelines of different decisions and different choices exist
Okay.
that reflect or replicate each other.
Okay.
Did I mess it up? Because you seem
I mean,
you
it's
seem
pretty
pretty on
close.
board until I added that little last part there.
I mean, everything you say are a wave, or just different parts of it. Yeah. I mean, because yeah, a multiverse is multiple universes that
In madness.
that have been changed for whatever reason. So yeah, you've got it pretty well.
Yeah.
And what's our theory about multiverses? Or what's our idea? It's the Infiniverse, where there are infinite multiverses. Every like microscopic part of time, a new universe is built.
Do you think there's a multiverse though in like Star Wars? Like, do you want to see something
Star
like this?
Wars? Nah, I don't want Star Wars.
I am on the same page. That's the harmful side effect.
But
that
we're
I
not
worry
talking
this might
about
do.
we're not talking about franchises that don't have multiverses, Joey. We're talking about ones that do.
We're talking about the negative side effect of a Marvel What If show. Because what if people say we need a Star Wars What If show, which I've seen go around?
No, it's dumb.
Bad idea. Don't do it.
Oh no, this show works because it's all canon. In a way. Right?
Yeah.
It's all, we just got Loki, and the multiverse has been made, and now the Watcher is watching. He's doing the watching. He has the ultimate nullifier in his pocket. And he's just watching. But yeah, what other franchises have multiverses, Joey? Which ones can you think of?
Stargate.
Okay. Yeah, Stargate.
Farscape.
It's in a couple. Does Fars?
Aaron Soon is gray and not Aaron Soon. Remember that one weird episode?
Not very well.
You don't.
Not very well.
It's.
Are you sure that wasn't just like weird devil stuff?
No, I think that was.
Pretty sure?
I think that was Multiverses.
I thought it was just weird devil stuff. Like, hey, look at this. I'm messing with your reality.
No, it was multiverse stuff.
Okay.
At least I interpreted it that way.
I thought that was just because in that episode they just swapped out the act. They just changed all the actors' roles.
Yeah, which is what they did.
Like, this actor is gonna do this role for right now, and this. I thought that was just devil messing things weirdly.
I don't think so.
Okay, so Farscape, whatever.
You viewers that have seen Farscape, I don't know how many people have watched Farscape that are going to be.
So what's the Stargate multiverse? It's just different worlds where Earth is about to be destroyed, right?
Yeah.
And how, like, their show is, like, best possible outcome, right?
Well, there was that one where it's like, where Sam Carter looked at her name tag. He's like, "Oh, that's Captain Carter still."
Right.
She's Major now.
I thought that was time travel stuff. I thought.
No, that was Multiverse. Because there's the whole mirror rune thing.
Okay, but you're not. That's what I'm talking about, though. Aren't those all universes just where Earth is about to get destroyed? Like, enemy fleets are showing up and we don't have this technology, or we just decide to isolate ourselves and we're still going to get destroyed, right?
Not always. I mean,
where Landry...
Those exist.
Where General Landry is the president and is, like, not great.
Those exist, but they're not... That's not all there is, though.
I'm pretty sure that's all there is. I can't think of any other ones.
No. There's other ones that exist for sure.
Name one.
I told you there was that one where it was
that's not enough to explain one, Joey. You need to explain the actual plot around it, and not just, oh, she saw her rank was
It's hard
different.
to believe that this is the only one that's okay. The only one.
I think it's very believable.
Really?
I like the idea that, okay, the timeline we're watching is the best possible outcome. I kind of like that idea. What do you mean, no? It makes our characters more important.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Whatever.
I guess there was the episode. Oh yeah, this was like season 10 or something where
I got more
different SG-1 start coming through the Stargate.
You asked me which franchises include multiverses, and then we're arguing. I said two.
You're not elaborating.
We got DC that has a multiverse.
Right.
DC has a world famous multiverse.
Explain some of those. Do you know much about those?
World 1, World 2, World 3, World 4, World 5.
That's not even what they're called. They're called Earths.
Earth's 1, Earth 2,
yeah,
Earth
but which
3.
ones are you talking about, though? Again, explain them. Don't just think and ramble off names.
I don't know. There's the Injustice Earth. Do
you know about Earth X?
No.
Earth X showed up in one of the crossovers for the shows. And what are you doing with scissors? Put those down. Stop fidgeting. Earth X is where everybody's Nazis. Basically, that's their Nazi Earth.
Yes. Is that the one where Superman is taken by the Russians?
No. I don't know what Earth number that is, but that's Red Son of Krypton, where, Superman lands in Russia and grows up to be the leader of Soviet Union Russia, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. But that's different. That's different than Earth X. Earth X is just everybody's Nazis. Like, straight up Nazis. I'm not sure how that comes about, but that's a universe. What else? Do you know of any other universes in there?
No.
You're no help.
What? You got some. Tell me.
Why are you being...
Star Trek, technically.
Star Trek has...
How Kelvin.
Many different... Yeah, I guess we know of the two timelines, right?
Do you want to count the Janeways?
We know what Janeways.
The end of Voyager, there's like... And now we'll give them the fast way.
No,
home.
That's a rewritten timeline. Those don't count.
Okay.
We know of the 3 right now, which is the Prime timeline.
Kelvin.
And then there's the Kelvin, which are the rebooted J.J. Abrams movies, and we know of the Mirror Universe. I can't think of other ones. But a lot of times in Star Trek, it's just when they do time travel, it just rewrites history. So it's a little. I'm trying to think of any other universes in that world. No, I can't think of any right now. Can you? No, really, when they just do that sort of stuff, it's just mirror universe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What other franchises have multiverses? So you said DC. DC is interesting because they reboot it like all the time. Yes. So they always create new multiverses, or they'll take all the multiverses and create one timeline. Like in the crossover from the shows, they did Crisis on Infinite Earths, so that's where all the timelines kind of became, or all the Earths became one Earth. But then there's also a bunch of other Earths that are just very different. Mm-hmm. Like I think one of the new Earths is supposed to be Titans, and Doom Patrol has its own. I think Stargirl is another Earth separate from Earth Prime.
Was Superman Lois in?
That's supposed to be Earth Prime.
Earth Prime.
That's what it's supposed to be, yeah. Well, because John Diggle shows up, who is Earth Prime, because he's Arrow. And they recognized him as well. If they didn't recognize him, then I might agree with you. Like, maybe it's a different Earth. But they recognized him. It's like, hey, what's up? I remember you.
I say they don't. The writers don't really care.
No, because literally Superman says, I don't have any other family except, what's his name? Except, spoilers. I don't have any other family. And then all the Supergirl fans were like, what?
Is Superman next week?
Thinking bombing it. Yeah, Superman Lois ends next week. We'll talk about that later.
That's going to be exciting. And that's going to be our season 2 finale,
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Because New 52, I don't know if there's supposed to be 52 Earths, and that's why they call it New 52. You know, I feel like that's what it is, because the New 52 different Earths. Classic Marvel stuff has different universes, too. Mm-hmm. What about Spider-Man universes?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
There's so many Spider-Man. I mean, that's Marvel.
Spider-Man.
But there's so many stinging Spider-Man, dude. So many. With stinging... As you watch Spider-Verse, you weren't a fan of it.
No.
I really liked it. I really liked that movie. You didn't like it because it had rap music, I think. I think that's your only reason that you don't like that movie.
I like the main character. I like the cast.
Yeah, Miles is good.
And the characters.
You didn't like chubby Spider-Man?
Oh, I know that. I mean, it worked. It totally worked. I thought that part was fun.
I liked that.
It was the idea that I
really
for whatever reason, I just couldn't get into the animation style.
Really? I mean, all of it was based off of, like, comic book panels.
I hope.
Like, Sony, I think, patented, or at least has tried to. I don't know if they've successfully did.
Yeah.
Some of the, like, they're using the dots for color gradients, which was something that they did in comic books to save ink.
Yeah.
So
I hope we see more of that style.
Stop yelling. You're yelling.
I hope we see more of that sweet style. Yeah. Even though I couldn't get into it, maybe I just need to watch more of it.
Sure, because you've only seen that one once.
I've seen it twice.
Okay.
And I liked it better the second time.
Because, how many different Spider-Men are there? Because we got Peter Parker, like base Peter Parker. We know Spider-Gwen. There's Miles Morales. Right?
Spider-Ham.
I guess, yeah.
Tobey Maguire.
Well, we're not. I'm saying like Peter Parker, which has infinite numbers of Peter Parkers.
Spider-Man who is actually a spider.
I'm trying to think of other...
Girl who has a robotic spider as a friend.
Yeah.
Who had the emo writer make it.
I'm trying to think of like the well-known ones. Because is Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes.
Because the Ultimate Universe is also where I think the initial design for practically Sam Jackson, Nick Fury came from. Before it was Sam Jackson, it was David Hasselhoff. It was always like basically the depiction of Nick Fury. And then I don't know if you ever read this about how Sam Jackson picked up a comic book of like the Ultimate Universe and saw himself. It's like, that's me.
Yeah.
Like practically and then he got the call later. It's like, we want to play Nick Fury.
No, I think they called him and said, who do you think should play Nick Fury? I'm like, well, it looks just like me. So I'll play him.
I don't think that's true.
That's what I think I've heard.
I don't
once.
think I read that. I read it. I thought I read something else. But yeah. I'm pretty sure that's like Ultimate Universe is where they did that.
Yeah.
Because I tried reading like some sort of compilation of Civil War. Like in some sort of comic book that was a compilation of the original comic book run of Civil War. And in there it had more like David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury, which threw me off a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Nick Fury, and here's a white guy that looks like David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
It just threw me off. And his hair.
We got that for Easter one day. Where we got that comic. Remember that one comic book?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about that. That's exactly what I was talking
cool.
about.
That was cool. That was cool.
Did you read it?
I like the gesture.
You didn't read it, though. Because you don't read comic books. You say you're a Han Solo fan. You won't read the Han Solo comic books.
I was also going to read the canon comic book. And you know what? You know what happened with that?
And Bad Batch. We'll talk about that other time.
We got it all retconned.
Not all of it, but...
Do you think any of it exists in the canon anymore?
We're not talking about... That could be a multiverse. This is where Kanan didn't die with... Or what is it?
Star Wars cannot have a multiverse. It would kill the franchise.
I mean, some consider it already have time travel. I'm not sure if it's real time travel, though.
No, because you can't change anything in the past, I don't think.
That we know of. I think that magic is really mysterious.
We saw Ahsoka walk
let's not
down.
talk about that. We can't talk about that right now. Other multiverses. I feel like I had more. I can't think of one, though. Because we did Marvel, DC. Those make sense. Star Trek, Stargate.
How'd you like the animation style, though, in the What If?
Oh. It was okay. I liked how they did the action. But I mean, when it's just people talking, I felt like, I don't know if it was just my TV and just watching it, but I felt like the lip sync wasn't right.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like, the words that people were saying was not synced with the mouthing. Like, it felt like it was a dub over from another language. Like, it was originally recorded in some other language, and the lip movements weren't at all like the words they were saying. But that could have been just my end.
I think it does need some more editing. I did not catch what you're speaking of.
No.
But I think it needs
on
some
the
work.
Same TV, just at different times of day.
Yeah, I think it needs some work for sure. I couldn't get into it.
Okay.
And unlike the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I don't want to see any more of this stuff.
So, yeah, do you have any other multiverses that you want to talk about? I can't think of any.
I got nothing.
Let me take a minute to think. Doesn't drama have different multiverses? I'm pretty sure it does.
I don't know.
I think it does. It kind of does, because there's the... I don't know if that's just history being rewritten, though, when Rade is the captain.
Do you consider just kind of more general reboots to be more just history being rewritten, though?
It depends. It kind of depends. About... Because, I mean, if you're bringing that up, what about, like, Terminator, right? There are sometimes different timelines.
And then they went back and like, this is the real Terminator 3.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. Because I know we didn't watch, what was it, that latest Terminator? Dark Fate?
I asked you the other day, do you want to watch it?
We should watch it.
And
well,
said,
I felt like we should watch the other three. Whatever. But those supposedly aren't that good. I want to kind of watch Salvation just to see what that post-apocalypse looks like. But I mean, in that, it's like, because you had... Terminator 2 was supposedly they rewrit history, right? With stopping Skynet. But then Dark Fate, they're like, some other AI became the Terminator instead of Skynet.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, like you said, Doctor Strange is supposed to explore multiverse stuff.
No Way Home, which, who knows? The movie comes out in 4 months.
Supposedly.
The movie comes out in 4 months, and we don't have a trailer.
When did they announce that movie was coming out? Ever? Let me look. Oh no. They said Spider-Man No Way Home was gonna... They said it was a movie on April 1st.
Really?
It was all a April Fool's joke. It's not a real movie. I'm kidding. Just
Man, dude.
wouldn't that be funny?
Dude.
They said on April 1st. Nobody noticed. Everybody's waiting for this movie to
You got so many executives saying, "Wait, this isn't a real movie. We have to put something together. We have to put something together.
It's been 6 months. Nobody's figured out.
Come on, say it's happening. We have to go along with this. We have to go get something together."
Nobody found out it was an April Fool's joke. But he still thinks it's a real movie.
Is it gonna get postponed? Push back.
I could care less. I don't want multiverse stuff. I want thinking just Spider-Man. I want to know who bought Avengers Tower. That's what I want to know.
Andrew Garfield was robbed. He needs to finish his story.
Get out of here. I'm starting to run out of time. Should we call it?
And come back.
Do you want to come back or do we just want to finish up? Because I don't have anything else about multiverse stuff.
Can I just say my Jungle Book bit?
No.
No, you're cutting this out. You're not cutting out me referencing the bit.
All right, so next week, or not, was it next week? Yeah.
You're not cutting this out.
We're gonna do 2 reviews for shows because we're gonna review Bad Batch because that's coming out this weekend, but we're out on holiday, so we're not able to watch that and record it in time. And we're also gonna be doing Superman Lois because that should be finishing up next week.
Yep, season.
It should be coming out. It should be finishing up tomorrow because this should be coming out on Monday, which I'm looking forward to that and talking about that show. That should be fun. So that might be a 2-hour episode of the podcast, depending on how much we talk about each of these shows.
Yes,
we might skip news for that episode.
We can't skip the news.
We might skip news.
What if some big news?
If there's big news, then yeah.
Would you consider Sabine Wren casting as big news?
No.
Really? I think that's pretty big news.
No, big news is like new movie announced.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, that'll be our season 2 finale, though, right?
Oh, sure. You can say that. We're not doing seasons of this.
Well, we don't take breaks. Besides that one break we had, where we had that one 4-week break after season 1.
So, yeah, I think that's it for today, right? So we'll be posting this later. Thanks for listening to
and I told
this
my
episode.
Friend during the Jungle Book.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Fast and Lightspeed podcast. Check us out on Twitter. That's why they call him
The Rock.
I'm muting your microphone right now.
No, you're the human.
Check us out on Twitter, where we will post more news at Cat Lightspeed. Listen more episode. Like and subscribe. This has been your captain of this wonderful vessel, the Faster Than Lightspeed. I'm Kenny, and this has been my executive officer, Joey. I'm muting his microphone right now. And this has been the Faster Than Lightspeed podcast.
Read the comments.